Hello, y'all. How's it going? Welcome to the channel. I am Heather, the owner of Stitches, Knots, and More. And in today's video, we are doing a Valentine's scarf tutorial for anyone who might be interested in making this beauty. There's a little heart that goes there as well. And I will be going over everything that you might need to know to do this video. Keep in mind, it is my first time doing a tutorial video, so I will appreciate some feedback in the comments whenever the video is over and if you've tried it. So yeah, there's your little center heart. And then you have your two hearts on each end. Now, you could put the little bows on there or not. I chose to put them on there because I think it's cute. I can never figure out how to angle this, but yeah, there's and you'll probably want to block your project. So, and then again, we got the center heart. Now this, you can either wrap it twice and have it so it's on your neck in the front, or you can do it and have the heart on the back like so. Hopefully y'all can see that because I can't see. I do not have eyes in the back of my head. But yeah, so that is our, I can never figure out which way to take this. So this is the scarf we will be working on. So if you think you would be interested in doing that, we will get more into the video right now. I just want to let you know I am not going to label this as beginner friendly. Maybe we could say advanced beginner. The stitches you'll be using in this are single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, and the moss stitch. Those are the stitches we will be using in this, plus your chain. As far as yarn is concerned, or what you need for this specific video, I'm going to show you the stuff that I used. You will need two different hook sizes. All right, so you will need two colors of yarn. So I have pink and I have white, and I still do not know where I'm supposed to let's zoom out. Maybe if we zoom out a little. Yeah, we'll zoom out a little bit. Okay, so for this you will need I'm not sure how to determine yardage or anything like that, so I would just make sure you have a nice amount of each. I feel like it didn't use that much. I mean, I have the white yarn in there that I almost went through, but this is still almost a full skein of the pink. So you're using almost the same amount, a little more white just because of the ends here, and then the back of it as well. You use a little more. So you do use a little more white than you do the pink. And obviously you can pick whatever colors you want. So yarn, you'll need two different colors for that. You'll need two different hook sizes. The reason why we're doing two different hook sizes is because the moss stitch is quite a bit tighter than the single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet. So you'll need a smaller hook for working your single crochet, your chain, your single crochet, your double crochet, half double crochets. So you'll need a smaller hook for that and a larger hook for your moss stitch. That also will prevent this from tapering too much, if you know what I mean. So this is wider than this if you do not go up a size. I actually went up two sizes. For my hooks, I used a 3mm and a 5mm. So I used the 5mm for this part of the scarf, and yeah, for the moss stitch part of the scarf. And then for the rest of the scarf, I just used my 3mm crochet hook. So, And obviously you can use bigger sizes if you want. I like mine to be smaller and tight. That's what I prefer. So let's see, we talked about stitches we'll be using. So chain, single crochet, half double crochet, and moss stitch. Those are the stitches you need to know. You need 2 things of yarn, 2 different colors, 2 different size hooks. Like I said, I went up 2 sizes. I went from a 3mm to a 5mm for the moss stitch. And then you can, if you feel like you'll need it, you can get yourself some, you'll definitely need a darning needle, which I have in here. You will need that for sewing in your ends, and a stitch marker, maybe if you plan on stopping in the middle of your work, or if you want to mark like where your color changes are, you could do that. You need scissors for cutting your yarn when you're done working with it. Trying to think if there's anything else. I feel like that's all you need for this tutorial. And let's bring this up to size. So I think with that said, I will show you guys the scarf one more time. And oh, that's another thing. It is worked in 3 pieces. So you work these 2 long panels first, okay? And you will want to leave an end at least on one of them to sew the other one, this part to it. So it's 3 parts, the 2 side panels and then the heart in the middle. And then you will sew them together, or I think in the video I left it up to y'all. If you want to crochet them together, you can do that, but I just sewed mine together and I like how it turned out. So it's worked in 3 pieces, and then you sew those together to get your scarf. And I think that's really all we need to know to get started with this. So I don't know. I hope y'all enjoy the tutorial and will give me some feedback on how well I did. And I think I even mentioned in the video that if you do give feedback, just don't be a jerk about the whole thing, okay? Because it's not necessary to be a jerk. You can give tips or critique someone without being a jerk about it. So, but anyway, that's the scarf. So I hope y'all will enjoy the tutorial, and definitely give me a thumbs up if you think, even if you think I did all right for a first time person doing a tutorial video. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna let y'all get into the tutorial, and I will catch you at the end. Okay, y'all, let's get started. So to start off, we are going to do a chain of 21. So if you could do that with your smallest hook. And I do have pretty tight tension, so sometimes this stuff takes me a little bit of time. So this first row of crochets are going to be half double crochets, and you will start in the second chain from your hook. So yarn over, insert your hook into the second chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, go through your second one, yarn over, go through all 3. Yarn over, pull through 3, over, pull through 3, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull one up, pull through all 3, and just complete that until you get to the end of this row. Okay, y'all, now that we have completed our first row of half double crochets, we will now chain 1 and work on the back of the work. But I wanted to show you something because for those who may not be familiar. All right, so as you know, with hopefully you can see these stitches all right. So on the top, we have these little V's, and it's probably hard to tell with the white yarn. So on the back, we have these little loops here, okay? And that's what we're going to be working in for this round. We will be working in these back loops, because then it gives that really neat effect where the V's are just across the front of the work, and I like that. So now what we're going to be doing here, you will need your secondary color because we will start forming our heart at this point. So, well, 9 stitches in. So there's 20 stitches. So we're going to have 2 stitches that are pink and then 18 that are white. So 9 on each side. So you want to go ahead, and this row is just single crochet for the heart. All the way, all the way through the heart is going to be single crochet. So just single crochet 9. Okay, so for your 9th one, do not finish the stitch. Just pull up your 2 loops, drop your white yarn, okay, and then in the next stitch, the next 2 stitches, we will be working in the pink yarn. Okay, so grab your pink and finish this stitch with the pink yarn, or whatever color, your secondary color. And of course, I didn't grab that very good. Probably kind of nervous because I'm doing my first tutorial. Okay, so, and you can carry your yarn as you do this. I'm not going to carry it, at least not for the heart. Now, when we get to our, once we get to the, okay, just, all right, two single crochets in pink. 1, and do not finish your second one. Finish the second one with your white yarn. And then we should have 9 stitches to finish. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Whoops. 7, 8, and 9. And this little back loop. This last one's always hard to see in my opinion. So you're always going to chain 1 and turn your work here. So for this project, so chain 1, turn your work. Okay, so now we're going to do 8, I believe it's 8 single crochets in each stitch. When you get to your 8th one, well, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. When you get to your 8th stitch, you will not want to finish the stitch with the white yarn. You want to finish it with the other with your secondary color. And these are all single crochets. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 white. Okay. Now do not finish this stitch. Drop your yarn there. Pull up your pink or your secondary color, pull it through. Now this time you're going to work in the back loop only of this first stitch. That gives it a cleaner look. That's why we're doing back loop only. If you can't find it and you just want to do a regular single crochet in there, that's fine. But I'm going to go in this back loop. This is my front. This is my back loop. Single crochet. And then you can go through both loops on these two. So we're doing 4 of these. Okay, and then for this one, again, you want to go in the back loop only. Pull up your loop, pause, drop your pink yarn, pick up your primary color, pull through with that, and then continue crocheting to the end, and it should be 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, chain and turn. There we go. Okay, so now we are going to have 7. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So we'll have 7 white on each side. So again, single crochets up to 7th. Remember, do not finish your 7th one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pull this yarn towards you. And then grab your secondary color, yarn over, pull that through your 2 loops. And this time we're going to work in this front loop only. So this front loop right here, you have this loop and then you have this loop. So you're going to go in this front loop only for this stitch, single crochet, and then go through the other 4 normally. Okay, so for this one, you're going to go in your front loop here, this loop right here. So you're going to go between the V there and pull that up. Oh, wait a minute, we didn't finish that one. My bad, finish it first. Okay, so now go through here, pull up your loop, do not finish it, pull this towards you. Because we're on the back side of the work, you want to pull this yarn towards you. If you're on the front side of the work, you want to put it to the back. Okay, so now pull through with your white yarn, and then we're going to do 7 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chain your work and turn. So this time we will have 6 white that we will be doing. So 6 single crochets. Do not finish your last one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do not finish. Drop the yarn behind you there. And you may need to move your balls of yarn around. pull up your secondary color, pull it through. Now in this first one, you're going to work in the back loop only. One, and then these are regular. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now for this white one, you want to work in the back loop only. Do not finish that. Drop the secondary color behind your work there, and then pull up the primary color. Make sure you pull these tight too, like once you pull through the other one. All right, and then single crochet the rest of the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, chain and turn. Okay, so for row 6, we are on row 6. 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull your work behind you here, or in front of you, towards you, and then grab your pink yarn, yarn over, pull that through, work in this front loop only of your white stitch, 1 single crochet, and then single crochet normally in these next ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in this one, you got your front loop, your back loop, or back loop and front loop. This is the front loop because it's on this side. So go through this loop. Do not finish your work. Pull the yarn towards you. Grab your primary color. Pull up a loop. And always remember not to pull this too tight either, or your work is going to pull. Again, I'm new at tutorials, so didn't think to mention that. Just don't pull this super tight. And then you finish with your last 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain your work and turn. And it just gives it a cleaner look. So, and I'll show you that at the end with the other scarf that I made for myself last year. All right, so now we're on row 7. Okay, y'all, so now we are going to be on round 7. And with that one, we should do 1, 2, 3, 4 single crochets. These are regular single crochets into the white. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, do not finish this 4th one. Drop your yarn behind your work. Pull up your secondary color. Pull it through to finish your last white stitch, or whatever your primary color is. And now we're going to go into the back stitch of our next white stitch and single crochet there. And then single crochet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 10 single crochets in your pink color. And that when you're going over the heart, like when you're in the same color, it's always going to be through both loops. But if it's not if you're in a different color, it's going to be either the front loop or back loop only. All right, so once you've done those, in your last white stitch, or in your last stitch for the pink, you want to go into the back loop only. Let's finish this one. Back loop only, pull up a loop, drop that yarn behind the work. Grab your floating yarn, your secondary color, pull that through. Make sure you pull this pink one or your secondary color just a little bit so the stitch isn't super loose. And then you're going to do 4 single crochets here on the end. Chain 1, turn your work. Okay, so for this round, we will start off with 3 single crochets in white. And that third one, don't finish it, use your secondary color. Okay, so once you've done 3, do not finish your third one. Pull that yarn towards you. Pick up your pink yarn. Pull that through here. And then in this time, since we're on the back of the work, you're going to do front loop of your next white stitch. So 1 pink in the front loop only. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, finish that one. Now for this next stitch that's going into the white one, front loop only. Pull up a loop, pull this yarn towards you, grab your white or your primary color, and finish that with your primary color. Again, don't pull it too tight. I keep doing that for some reason. And then pull that through your 2 loops, and then finish single crocheting 3 in your primary color. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, so now for the next few rows, it's just going to be 3 single crochets in white on both ends, and then in the heart, it's just going to be your secondary color. So 3 in your primary. And since you're crocheting directly into your pink, okay, so when you get to your third one, drop your yarn behind your work, pull up your secondary color, and then you can start crocheting into the heart. Now remember, we're going into the heart directly, not into a white stitch, so it's fine just to go in both loops here. So it should be 14 stitches in the white because we're working with 20, so 6 on the ends all together and then 14 in the middle. Okay, so when you get to your last pink or your secondary last color for or last stitch for this, change to your secondary color and finish that stitch with your primary color and do 3 more single crochets. Whoops, I think I did not go through both loops. All right, 3 single crochets, chain 1 and turn. Okay, y'all, so now we are going to get started on row 10. And again, with row 10, we're going to do 3 single crochets in our primary color. Do not finish your third one. Pull your yarn towards you. Change your color. Grab your secondary color to finish that third stitch. And then we will do 14 in our secondary color. So when you get to your 14th, bring your secondary color towards you, grab your primary color, finish your 14th stitch with your primary color. And then you will do 3 single crochets in your primary color here at the end. Oh. Okay, and then chain 1 and turn. And now we are on row 11. So row 11 and 12 are going to be just like row 10. So 3 single crochets. Do not finish this third one. Drop your yarn, pick up your secondary color, finish that third stitch with your secondary color. 14 single crochets here. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry, my bad. When you get to your 14th one, do not finish that with the pink. Finish that with your primary color. So drop that pink behind you, behind your work, pull through with your primary color, and then do 3 more single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work, and then we will be on row 12. Okay, y'all, so for round 12, we're going to do 3 single crochets in our primary color. All right, for your third, do not finish that. Pull your yarn towards you. Pick up your secondary color. And we will do 6 single crochets in this color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just pull up a loop, pull that yarn towards you. Pick up your secondary color, and you will be doing 2 single crochets in this color, and this will be in the front loop only. So the loop closest to you, so 2 single crochets in the front loop only. Okay, for your second one, do not finish that. Just pull up a loop, pull that yarn towards you, pick up your secondary color, pull that yarn through there, your 2 loops, and then you will do 6 single crochets. Six. All right, do not finish that. Just pull up a loop, pull that yarn towards you, pick up your primary color, and 3 single crochets with that. All right, chain 1, turn your work. And then for row 13, we will do 3 single crochets in our primary color. Pull up a loop on your 3rd stitch, drop that yarn behind you, behind the work, pull up your secondary color, and you will do 5 single crochets in this color. Okay, just pull up a loop for your 5th stitch, drop that behind your work, pick up your primary color, and in the back loop only of this first stitch, you want to do 1 single crochet in the back loop only, 2 regular single crochets, and another single crochet in the back loop only. Just pull up a loop because you will want to finish this with your secondary color. Drop that yarn behind your work, pull up your secondary color, and 5 single crochets with that. On your 5th single crochet, just pull up a loop, drop that yarn behind your work, pull up your primary color, pull that through in 3 single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work. For row 14, we're going to do 4 single crochets, so 3 regular single crochets with your primary color. And with your 4th single crochet, it's going to be a front loop only single crochet. Just pull up a loop, pull that yarn towards you, pick up your secondary color, pull that through the 2 loops, and then 3 single crochets. Okay, just pull up a loop for your 3rd, pull that towards you, drop it towards you there, and then pick up your primary color, pull that through your 2 loops. With your first single crochet here, it's a front loop only single crochet. 4 regular single crochets, 3, 4, and then in this 5th single crochet, it is a front loop only single crochet. Pull up a loop, pull your yarn towards you, grab your secondary color, pull that through those 2 loops to finish that. 3 single crochets with your secondary color. 1, 2, 3. Just pull up a loop for your 3rd one, pull that yarn towards you, grab your primary color, pull that through your 2 loops that are on your hook. Oops. And then front loop only single crochet, and then 3 regular single crochets. And then chain 1 and turn. So for row 15, we will be doing half double crochets all the way across. For your first 4, you just half double crochet normally. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for these 3, it's back loop only half double crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, and now for 1, 2, for the next 6, they're regular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so for the next 3, half double crochet in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3. And for your last 4, it's going to be 4 regular half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 2. Oh, actually, okay, for this last stitch, you're going to want to finish this half double crochet with your secondary color. Now, you can cut your secondary color if you want to, so you don't have to drag it clear across here, but I'm just going to take mine across there. It's not a big deal. So before you finish this last one, you just want to make sure you have 3 chains on your hook. Gently pull this secondary color through all 3 of those loops. Oops. And it's getting stuck on something. So pull it through those. Make sure you kind of pull the white yarn or your primary color a little tight. Okay, so once you pull that through those 3 loops, chain 2, turn your work. And again, for this round, like our second round, you will be working in the back loops only. And since we are using a different camera, I can actually show you that for those who may not know, because I can focus this in if I can. Okay, so you have these top loops. I mean, it's still hard to see because it's white, but you have these top loops here. See if I can put it even closer and focus it. Okay, so on the top you have your little V's here. Let me see if I can just, all right, so you have that. So if you look at the back of the work, you have these little back loops here. You're going to work into those for this round. Okay, so not on the top, the very, very back loop. I guess I need to learn my terminology to remember what that's called, but those are going to be worked in these double crochets will be worked in that. So this whole round will be 20 double crochets, okay? In this very back loop. So 1, and your chain does not count as a stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so for your 20th stitch, you want to almost finish this. You want to go through 2 loops, leave 2 loops on the hook, grab your white yarn. Again, if you don't want to drag it that far across, you can cut it and attach it that way, but I'm just going to pull it across here. Just don't pull it tight if you do that. Pull that through your 2 loops, chain 1 and turn. And at this point, I would recommend carrying your pink yarn along with you as you're working this row. So this row is also going to be half double crochets. So I would grab your pink and just pull that along with that. So these are just going to be normal half double crochets, 20 of those across here. And what I mean by bringing your yarn along with you, just make sure you're crocheting over top of that pink yarn, okay? Because for when we get to the moss stitch, you're going to want to carry these colors back and forth with each row. So 20 half double crochets here. I don't know if you probably can't really see that. I'm using such light colors. Maybe if I pull it down here, but see how I have that, my hook is over that, and then I pull this yarn and it goes over the top of both of those loops. So, all right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mine keeps getting snagged for some reason. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, I did not do that right. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, so once you get to this end here, you are going to want to switch to your secondary color, which if you drug it with you behind your work, it should be easy. So don't finish that stitch. Make sure you're pulling it through the secondary color. You pull it through all 3 of those loops. Maybe pull that a little tight. And at this point, I am going to switch to my bigger hook. I can figure out where I put it. There it is. Because this stitch is quite a bit tighter than a single crochet or a half double crochet or a double crochet or whatever. So you'll chain 2. Okay, so you have a chain 2. One is a turning chain and the other is actually your first stitch. So the second chain counts as a chain space. So then you're going to want to go in to the back loop again on these, because this is our half double crochet. Anytime I do the half double crochet, we're going to be working in the back loop. So you want to do a single crochet in the second back loop of this. So you go into here and single crochet, chain 1, skip a loop in the back, go to the other one, single crochet, chain 1, skip a loop in the back, go to the next one, single crochet, chain 1, skip a loop in the back, go to the other one, single crochet, chain 1, skip a loop in the back, go into the next one, single crochet, chain 1, skip a stitch in the loop in the back, go to the next one, single crochet, chain 1. Oh, and I forgot to carry my yarn. So definitely carry your yarn with this. I didn't carry my white, so I'm gonna have to drag it over there. My bad. Sorry. So carry your yarn so you don't have to keep pulling it all the way across that. Okay, so we chained 1, you go skip 1, single crochet in the next, and you should have a total of 20. You'll have 10 single crochets and 10 chains. So skip 1, single crochet in here, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in here, chain 1, and then your last one is going to be a single crochet. So with the moss stitch, you're going to always start with the chain 2 and end with a single crochet. Single crochet at the end. So chain 2 and turn. Oh, well, actually you want to change to your other color for this last single crochet. I'm sorry. you want to change to your primary color to finish this single crochet. So you finish that, chain 2, 1, 2, and then turn your work and pull your secondary color behind here and just crochet over it as you go. Okay, it's going to get really messy if you don't do that. The only reason I don't like to do it with the, like when you're doing a tapestry type thing, is because depending on the color, it might show through on the front of your work, and you don't really want that. I'm going to count my stitches, make sure I have 20. So I should have 10 single crochets and 10 chain spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so for this, so in your, since, so if you see these chain spaces here, can you see that? The chain spaces is where you're going to do the single crochets, okay? So we have one chain, so we're going to chain or single crochet in this first stitch, like between these two right here. So you single crochet, chain 1, and then you'll see you have your single crochet here, and then you go into this one and single crochet, chain 1, skip this, go into your chain space, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the chain space, and I forgot to carry my yarn. Yeah, don't forget to carry your yarn. I'm just telling you, it's going to be easier if you do that. Okay, so single crochet into this chain space, chain 1, single crochet in 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 this chain space, chain 1, and you end with the single crochet. Okay, so this one is hard to see, I feel like. I mean, I think I have one more. Yeah, I got to go one more. So single crochet, chain 1, and then the last one, it gets easier to see, but like mine is right here. So I have this double crochet and then this little space right here. So right in here, I do a single crochet, do not finish that, drop this yarn behind me because this is the front of my work, pull up my secondary color, pull it through here, tighten the primary color, chain 2, 1, 2, turn our work. Now this is where it gets easier to see. Okay, so make sure you pull, or no, don't pull that toward the front. You want to have your primary color at this point. You're going to carry it behind, like on the front side of the work, on the front side that you're looking at, which is your back side. So this is our chain, okay? And then if you look here, I can show that to you. All right, so you have right before this V, you have a chain space. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah, this white V right here, this V, right before that, there is this chain space, okay? Chain space right there. So we're gonna single crochet into that because we already have our chain. So single crochet in here. Chain, single crochet, chain 1. And now it's going to get easier to see. So you see the two little V's here, right? Can you guys see that? Right here and right here. You're going in between those. Or you could just look at it this way. You're going above this single crochet here because this is a chain space above this single crochet. Okay, so you're going to go right in there, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet in the chain space, chain 1, single crochet in the chain space. So basically the chain space is always going to be above your single crochet. Single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. And the last one is always, to me, it's hard to see, but it is there. Because you see this single crochet down here, right? But it's like right in here. It is hard to see, but it's there. So you single crochet in that chain space, because the chain space on the end is just so tiny. And don't finish it with that yarn. Finish your last single crochet with your second primary color. Oops, dropped it. Low, doesn't want to come through there. Pull that through. I always tighten this a little bit and pull this secondary color to the back. Chain 1, 2, turn your work. Make sure your secondary color is writing on the back of the work. And that's how you do that. So I'll do a couple more rows with you, and then you guys can work it to the length that you want it. You will be doing 2 panels like this. We will have another heart that we're going to do that will go between the 2 panels. So keep that in mind. And that's going to be 20 rows, but it's not going to be this way. It'll be facing this way on the scarf. So you want to do 2 of these panels about the same size. But I'll do a couple more rows of this with you guys if you want to make sure you understand what you're doing with the old moss stitch. And if you find that this is tapering too much compared to this part of your work, just all I can recommend is go up another half hook size or another hook size, because if you didn't go up a high enough hook size, then you're probably going to have this tapering going on, and it's not going to look as nice. I mean, once we put a border on it, I don't think it would be that big a deal. But yeah, we will continue this in just a second. I had to take a quick break, but I will bring you guys back. I'm still trying to figure out where this is positioned, the camera, but I'll be right back, and we'll do a few more rows of this so I can show you guys that. It'll be seconds for you. Okay, y'all, so I wanted to do a couple more rows of the moss stitch with you, just to make sure you're totally understanding that. Like, if you look at it now, let me just pull this out of here. I did work mine a little further along, but if you look at this now, you can clearly tell. Well, let's just work it. Let's work it, and I'll show you here. So let's work a couple more rounds of moss stitch together. So when you come to the end, you're always going to change your color. All right, so we chain 2, we turn our work. So let me see if I can show you that. All right, so this is our chain 1, our chain 1 turn, and then our 1 chain as our starting stitch. So you look here, we have 2 V's, so we go into, like, above this single crochet under this pink yarn, we go in here, we single crochet, chain 1, begin between the 2 V's, single crochet, chain 1, between the two V's, the pink ones, V there and a V there, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, and carrying your yarn, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, single crochet, chain 1. Now I'm going to try and show you this. See if I bring it up closer and I zoom in on it and I focus it, I mean. Okay, so at the end here, I don't know, can y'all see the V here? Maybe I'll even try and bring it closer and focus it some more. I just want to make sure people are understanding where to put this last single crochet. Just gotta know where the freaking thing is. Okay, so you have this one, and then you have this V. Now, you could see there's a little, like behind this V is where you're putting your last single crochet, is behind this V, right in this little nook here. It is hard to find, but it is there. So you just pull that up, drop your yarn back there, pull up your new color, pull that through, pull your white yarn a little bit, chain 2, 1, 2, turn your work. Okay, let's refocus it. Hopefully, I mean, I should have picked different colors, I guess, for my first tutorial, but it's Valentine's Day. It's a Valentine's Day thing, so I wanted to do pink and white. I guess I could have done red and white. Maybe that would have been a little easier to see. But okay, so we have our chain space, which is our chain 2 there, and then we go into our first chain space here, single crochet, chain 1, 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 and then we have this V here on the end. It's like right here. We're going to go right here on the very end here, like behind the V, stick our yarn in back here, pull up a loop. Okay, so you just continue with this pattern until you get to the length that you feel like you're going to want. Just keep in mind, we are going to have the center panel, the center heart between these two panels. And that's, I don't know, I would guess that's maybe 3 or, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe 5 inches or something extra. So you just keep going with this pattern. and make sure you end with a pink row. Okay, so you should have worked your 2 panels up to whatever length you want them. Make sure they're each the same length. Each of my panels, well, I guess with my moss stitch is what I should say, I did 109 rows of the moss stitch. The next section of the panel is going to be half double crochets in white. So you get to the end of the last row, that should be a pink row. Finish your last row with your primary color and your smaller hook, because remember, these stitches are bigger than the moss stitch. So you pull that through there, you chain 1, turn your work, and again you can just carry your pink yarn behind here. So we're going to be working half double crochets. So you'll work a half double crochet in the first single crochet of the row. There's 1, and then you will work a half double crochet in the chain space. And then you'll work a half double crochet in the next single crochet. And you will work another half double in the chain space. And it should just be 20 half double crochets. And then another half double here. And half double in the chain space. Half double in the single crochet. Half double in the chain space. Oh, I dropped it somehow. Half double in the chain space. Half double in the single crochet. Half double in the chain space. Half double in the single crochet. Half double in the chain space. Half double in the single crochet, and this should be for a total of 20. Half double in the chain space, half double in the single crochet, half double in the chain space, half double in the single crochet, and half double in the chain space, and a half double in the single crochet, and then a half double in this last chain space. And do not finish this, just pull up your third loop, drop the white yarn, pick up your primary color. If you did that correctly, you should have the pink right there, or whatever color you have. Pull that color through all 3 loops. This time you're going to chain 2, turn your work. And now for our half double crochets, count, make sure you have your 20. I would recommend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so I have 20. Okay, so now we will be working half double crochets, double crochets in the third loop in the back of the half double crochet. So you'll be doing 20 of those. One, so double crochet in the third loop of the half double crochet for 20 stitches. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whoops, 13, because I missed, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And the last one is pretty hard to see, but you'll figure it out. 20. Now, just pull through 2 with this. Do not finish that. You want to finish it with your white yarn, which I totally forgot to carry. But we'll just carry on this way, because I will just undo it and redo it once we're done with this part. Okay, so you want to change your color at the end of this round. Chain 1, turn your work, and then you will be doing half double crochets in all 20 stitches across here. So just regular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So once you've completed this panel, I mean, you can watch the video again to complete your other panel. I might have needed to loosen my stitches a little bit there, because it seems like it wants to flare a little bit. But so yeah, once you've done both of these panels, we will connect all of it together. But first I'm going to show you the tutorial for the center heart that goes on the center, that will be either on the back of your neck or it can be in the front of your neck, depending on how you wear the scarf. So at this point, you can cut the yarn, because we'll either single crochet that panel to this, or we will sew it. We'll go over that once we get to that point. So anyway, let's carry on, and I will show you how to do the heart that's going to go on the center, in the center of the scarf. All right, be right back. Okay, so at this point, you should have all of your panels, your 2 side panels done that you will be attaching to the center heart. So for this, you're going to chain 21 with your smaller hook, because these are all going to be worked in single crochet. So you want to use your smaller hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 21. All right, so the first 2 rows are going to be, because this is going to be 20 rows. Our last heart was not 20 rows. So this heart will be 20 rows, so it's going to be a little bit different. So your first 2 rows, you can do those on your own. You're going to single crochet starting in the second chain from the hook. So we will do that. 20 single crochets starting in the second chain from the hook. 2. We will do 9 single crochets in our primary color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, for your 9th one, just go through, pull up your loop, drop the work behind you, grab your secondary color, because we are attaching that now. And to make sure this looks like a fairly clean transition, all right, so you want to pull that through your 2 loops on your hook. Pull the 2 loops on your hook a little taut, a little tight. And now you will do 2 single crochets in pink in the back loop only. 2 single crochets, back loop only. So this is 1. My yarn is really loose for some reason. 2. Do not finish your second one. Finish your second stitch with your primary color for this part. So finish that. Oh, well, I dropped it. Hold on a second. Hold on to your britches. Okay, let's do that again. In the back loop only, pull up our loop. Hold that a little tighter this time. Grab our primary color, pull through that. Those 2 loops with our primary color. And then just single crochet 9 regularly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for a total of 20 stitches. Chain 1, turn your work. This time we will work 8 single crochets in our primary color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do not finish that. Pull that yarn towards you. Pick up your secondary color. Pull it through the 2 loops on your hook. And in the front loop of this white stitch, you will single crochet 1. Single crochet regular, 2 regular single crochets in the next 2 stitches. Single crochet front loop only of your next stitch, which is a white stitch, so front loop only. Pull your yarn towards you, drop it, grab your primary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook, and then single crochet 8 regular single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain 1, turn your work. This time we will have 7 primary color single crochet, so do 7 single crochets in your primary color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Drop your yarn. Do not finish that with that color. Pick up your secondary color. I need to shuffle my yarn around because they're just getting entangled on each other. Okay, so you did 7. Do not finish. Your 7th one will be finished with your other color. So we are on row 5, in case y'all were wondering. So for this first one, in the white stitch, you want to single crochet in the back loop only. And then the next 4 stitches, single crochet regular. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the next stitch, single crochet back loop only. Do not finish that stitch. Drop your yarn behind the work. Pull up your primary color. Pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. Tighten your secondary color a little bit, and then 7 single crochets at the end here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Chain 1, turn your work. We are now on row 6. It will be 6 single crochets in your primary color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just pull up your loop, pull that yarn towards you. Grab your secondary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. Single crochet in the front loop only of the white stitch. And then 6 single crochets regular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the 7th one, you want to single crochet in the front loop only. Do not finish that. Pull it towards you. Finish that stitch with your primary color. Pull your primary color through the 2 loops on your hook. And then 6 single crochets here at the end. Regular. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as usual, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you, chain 1 turn. You can do the floats like this, like I'm doing, instead of carrying the yarn. That way it doesn't show through on the front of your work, but it's totally up to you. You can not float it, you can carry it the whole time. So now we are on row 7, and there will be 5 single crochets in your primary color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just pull up a loop. Do not finish that. Drop that behind your work. Pull up your secondary color. Pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. Single crochet in the white stitch, back loop only. 1, and then I think there's 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, actually there's 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and your 9th stitch here, it's going to be single crochet back loop only. Do not finish that single crochet. Drop your yarn behind your work. Pull up your primary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook, and then finish with single crochets on this side, which should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, turn your work. So now we're going to be on row 8. Row 8. So it will be 4 single crochets in your primary color. 4. All right, on your 4th stitch, pull the yarn towards you. Do not finish it. Grab your secondary color. Pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. Single crochet in the white stitch, front loop only. 1, and then these 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, and the next 10 are regular crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then for this last one, you're going to single crochet in the front loop only, but do not finish it. just pull up 2 loops on your hook, drop that yarn and pull that yarn in front of it towards you. Grab your primary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook, and then 4 regular crochets at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, chain 1 and turn. So row 9, we will do 3 single crochets in our primary color. 1, 2, 3, just pull up the loop, drop the yarn behind the work, grab your secondary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook, single crochet in the back loop only, and then 14 single crochets for 1, 2, it's 12, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In this last stitch here, it is a single crochet back loop only. Do not finish that. Drop the yarn behind the work, pick up your primary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook, tighten your stitch if you need to with your secondary color, and then 3 single crochets at the end. Okay, so that was row 9. We now do row 10. All right, row 10 is 2 single crochets in your primary color. Do not finish the second one. Pull the yarn towards you. Pick up your secondary color. Pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. Single crochet in the front loop only. And then 15 single crochets here. Or I mean 14. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. In this next stitch, you will do a single crochet in the front loop only. Do not finish that. Pull your yarn towards you. Grab your primary color. Pull that primary color through the 2 loops on your hook. Remember, do not pull these floats too tight or your project will buckle. And then 2 single crochets at the end here. 2. Chain 1 and turn. So now how we will continue working this for rows 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, so 11 through 15 are all worked the same. So it is single crochet in your white, 2 single crochets in your primary color, switch. Once you're on your second single crochet, drop the yarn behind your work, pick up your secondary color, and then we're going to do 16 regular single crochets across the heart. Okay, do not finish that. Drop the yarn behind the work. Pick up your primary color. Whoops. Sorry, I'm probably pulling that out of the camera view. So pick up your primary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. Maybe tighten that stitch a little by pulling the secondary color. 2 single crochets. So that's round 11. Chain your work, chain 1 and turn. Round 12 is worked the same way. 2 single crochets. The second single crochet, do not finish it, pull the yarn towards you. So, okay, so for row 17, we are doing, row 16 is 2 single crochets. 1, 2. All right, pull your work towards you. Grab your secondary color. Runs around. Grab your secondary color, pull it through here. And then for row 16, we are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the pink. So 7 pink single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just pull up a loop, pull the work towards you. And then we will be doing, take your primary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. And then 2 single crochets in the front loop only. 1, 2. Do not finish your second one. You want to finish that with your secondary color. So grab your secondary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. And then 7 single crochets in pink. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do not finish that. Just pull that up, pull a loop up, grab your primary color. Pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. And then 2 single crochets at the end. And 2. Chain your work. Chain and turn. Okay, and then row, that was what, 16? Row 17, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. All right, so row 17 is 2 single crochets. in your primary color. Do not finish the second one with the primary color. Just pull up a loop, drop your work behind the project, pick up your secondary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook, 6 single crochets in pink for your secondary color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On your 6th one, just pull up a loop like you're going to do a single crochet. Drop the yarn behind the work, pull up your primary color, single crochet in the back loop of this first stitch, and then single crochet regular in the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet in the back loop only of the next stitch. Do not finish that stitch with that color, just pull up the loop, drop that behind your work, pick up your secondary color. All right, so pick up your secondary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook, and then you should have 6 single crochets in pink to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On your last one, just pull up a loop like you're going to finish, drop that yarn behind you, pick up your secondary color, or primary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook, and 2 single crochets in your primary color. Chain 1 and turn. Okay, so for row 18, we will have 4 in the secondary color on each side. So for row 18, you will want to do 3 single crochets. 1, 2. All right, so 2 single crochets regular. And then the 3rd single crochet is going to be in the front loop only. Do not finish that. Pull your yarn towards you. Pick up your secondary color, pull it through the 2 loops on your hook. Do 4 single crochets in pink. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you just pull up a loop on your 4th one, pull that yarn towards you, pick up your primary color, pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. And the first single crochet, you're going to do front loop only, single crochet. And then 4 regular single crochets. And then this next single crochet is front loop only. Do not finish that. Pull the yarn towards you. Pick up your secondary color. Pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. And then 4 single crochets. All right, 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do not finish this. Just pull it up. Pull up a loop. Pull that yarn towards you. Pick up your primary color. Pull that through the 2 loops on your hook. Single crochet in the front loop only. And then 2 regular single crochets at the end. 2. Chain 1. Turn your work. All right, you're free to disconnect your secondary color at this point if you would like. That should work out just fine. Make sure you leave a tail long enough to weave in, because the next 2 rows are just single crochets, but You do need to work in the back loop only of the heart for this row whenever you come across the pink. So it's going to be 20 single crochets. So we'll start with these 3. 1, 2, 3 regular single crochets, 4 back loop only single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then regular crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the next 4, it's back loop only single crochet. So back loop only. 1, back loop only 2, back loop only 3, back loop only 4, and then 3 regular single crochets. Great. Chain 1, turn your work, and just do 1 row of single crochets. And I will say don't fasten off, because we will use this to well, I don't know yet. We'll see if we're gonna sew it or single crochet it to the other panels. So yeah, just don't cut your work at the end. So just 20 single crochets for this last round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so chain 1. So that finishes our all of our little panel pieces. In the next clip, I will show you guys how to put all the panels together. It's just something I will filly fart around with to figure out how I want to do that. So yeah, I don't know why my tension's so tight. So I feel like sometimes I pull it too much. But I don't know. I would recommend, if you want, you can block this when you're done putting all the pieces together and it's all done. So, but I will bring you all back for the next clip in just a few minutes. Well, it'll be seconds for you. Hello, y'all. Welcome back. So, I am in a different outfit because the the video is taking longer than I thought, the little tutorial. So you guys should have 2 panels done now that look like this, minus the little bow at the end here. I might actually use ribbon for that. So, but we'll talk more about that once we're done putting this together. So you should have 2 panels. So those 2, and then you should have your heart that goes in the center of those 2 panels. So I will minimize this screen now. I don't know why I don't look at you guys. I'm always looking at OBS. So let's minimize this. And hopefully y'all left tails long enough for working on this. I think that's pretty clear. Yeah, that's pretty clear. So basically you should have left at least one tail that's long enough to like sew this center heart on here. And how this is going to go, we are going to want wrong sides together. So hopefully you left at least one really long tail. If you didn't, you can just sew each end. You know, just cut a yarn long enough to sew each end, because we're going to sew this end to this side, and then we will sew this one to this panel. And then that's how that's going to be. I'll just show that to you so you guys know what we're going for here. So this heart is going to be in the center of these two panels, like so. All right. So you just want to sew them on there. And technically we could have done a border along here too. I mean, you can do that maybe if you just do slip stitches or something. Because if you do single crochets, I think it just might end up being too wide. Or it won't fit the way it should fit right now, because it's 20 rows each. So see, they line up basically. So we just want to sew into those. I'm going to start with this side. So just grab your darning needle, yarn needle, whatever you want to call it. Your needle for sewing in your ends. And if you haven't, you could go ahead and sew in all your ends that you had as well if you want. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to go through the loop on the heart first, and then go into this back loop on my long scarf panel. Okay. So then I will go into this stitch, pull that up, and then I'll go to the other side. You just want to alternate sides until you get it all sewn together. Okay, so we just came from that side, so we're going to go in on this side. Oopsie. Oopsie. So technically you can sew yours together however you want. You do want to have them sewn together though. Since it's a little, I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to explain how I'm doing it. I did the half double crochets intentionally so I would have those back loops to sew into. And like I said, if you want, honestly, you can like single crochet yours all together, or you can slip stitch it together. You sew it however you want to sew it. I don't really think there's a wrong or right way. I personally didn't like how it looked whenever I tested the single crochet it together. I didn't care for that at all. So I'm choosing to just sew this together instead. And I mean, y'all will see. I'll show you when I'm done. It looks really good. So My fingernail snagged on the other one. And then take it down through here, in through here. It just, when I tried to like single crochet instead of like slip stitch it together, it just, I don't know, it looked too bulky, and I don't want that. That's why I'm choosing to sew mine instead of single crochet it. So I like this better. Looks pretty. It looks pretty, bro. It looks so pretty. And y'all will have to let me know in the comments how you think I did for my first tutorial. I know it can use work, but you know what? When it's your first time, it's not going to be perfect. Actually, it's never going to be perfect. I'm sorry. Anyone who thinks they're perfect is, I would assume, a little delusional, because I don't think there is a single perfect person in the world. I call myself perfectly imperfect. That's how I like to refer to myself. So, and I don't know, I don't consider myself a perfectionist either. Not really. It's more important that I enjoy what I'm doing than being perfect at it. And I just don't think that's possible. Being perfect at something. I don't care what it is. I don't think it's possible to be perfect at anything. And of course, like I said, that's just my opinion. I'm trying to figure out the placement of this camera here. Maybe I don't need to zoom it in so much. If I didn't zoom it in so much, I think it would be easier to figure out where my work should be at whenever I'm doing this. I was thinking about making a hat to go with this scarf. It was going to be kind of like a cat ear hat, sort of. Like pointy with two little pom-poms on it, and then a heart or two on it. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards doing that. Back in through here, in through here. So I left my tail long enough so I can weave it in across up here and then sew down the other side. Again, you guys can do it however you want to do it, but that's how I chose to do it. And yeah, I think that looks nice like that. I mean, I might need to redo this because I feel like I should have went in to this stitch. Yeah, I'm going to redo mine because I feel like I should have went in maybe over here. Because see, if you look at mine, yeah, it's kind of hanging off there. So I'm going to stop the video here, but y'all keep doing your sewing, and then I will show you how we do, what border I chose to do on mine. And you don't necessarily need to do a border on yours, but I'm doing a border on mine. But I am going to undo this because, yeah, I didn't get that quite lined up. So I'm going to undo it, and I will bring you all back, and it'll be a second for you. It's going to be a few minutes for me. So I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So I sewed up the one side. And so now what I'm going to do, and y'all can do the same thing if you left the tail long enough, I'm just going to weave in this tail along here to the other side, and then start sewing the other side. All right, I'm going to pull it up halfway through, and then I'll weave it in the rest of the way. I just think it might be too much to try and get it clear across there. Might get a little tight. All right, so see, lines up really good because we will be doing, I'm going to be doing a border. I'm not going to tell y'all you have to do a border, but I am definitely doing a border for mine. So, all right, so let's weave that in the rest of the way to the other side. Almost there. Okay, and then I'm going to come up out of that stitch there at the corner. And then I will join my corners together. So see, you can't even tell that we weave that in there. Looks great. And now we want to get the other side. So I want this heart. You just want to make sure you're sewing it on there properly. So make sure your half double crochet is facing the back loops of your half double crochets on the other panel. Just make sure those are facing the wrong side of this heart. If you're doing it my way, well, even if you're not, you still need to do that. Otherwise, your heart's going to be on backwards or something. You don't want it to be on backwards. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you want to have a special look and have the unfinished look on the outside. I do not want that. And this isn't even going to be for me because I'm going to do a giveaway for this if anyone's interested. If they're not, I'm going to keep it for myself because I think it's beautiful and y'all will see at the end. Actually, you might have saw at the beginning of the video because I will be showing the scarf at the beginning of the video. So that you guys also get to see the reveal. Because the reveal is actually going to be after after I finish this tutorial. So I'll be doing the intro video once we're finished. And if you line up your panel with your heart just right, you should just be weaving your yarn in and out with no problem. Everything should be lining up properly because we have 20 rows on both items. So now this heart can't be upside down. It doesn't matter which way you put it on there. You just got to make sure it's facing out when it's sewn to the other two panels. So and the only reason I did that is because, and I don't know, this might be my inexperience, but I felt like if we just continued to do, well, I mean, we wouldn't have been able to add this heart like that. That's the only thing. I think that's part of the reason why I did it as 3 different pieces. But even if we didn't have this center heart on here, I feel like for us to keep going down here, these half double crochets wouldn't ended up right. You know, I mean, they would have been, I don't know. The pattern wouldn't look the same if we had done it all as one piece. So because the half double crochets wouldn't have fell right, I don't think. Yeah, it just would, each panel would have looked different if we had not went ahead and did it the way I did it with the 3 different pieces. So sometimes if you want a certain look, you gotta do things a little differently than you might normally do. Because a scarf is usually, I feel like, just one long piece. But to get the look I wanted to get, I had to do it this way. So. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments how I did for my first tutorial. And please don't be cruel. It's not necessary to be cruel. You can critique someone without being cruel about it. But yeah, I might watch some more tutorial videos just to see how people do it. I mean, I've already watched a lot because, I mean, I watched a lot of tutorial videos to learn how to do this anyway, to learn how to crochet. I mean, honestly, I learned when I was younger too. It had been so long, I needed to relearn. So, and I think I learned a lot through watching the Crochet Crowd. I think the guy's name is Mikey or something like that, or Mike. But yeah, I watched a lot of his videos to learn how to do this. But there it is, all sewn together. And then once we put the border on there, like I already started my border because I went to my needle group class, or yeah, my needlework group on Thursday. So I'm recording this like Friday. And I was trying to figure out what kind of border I wanted to put on here because I kind of wanted like a frilly border or something really, I don't know, really girly. But then I just decided on doing half double crochets. I just like the half double crochet, and it just gave it a nice clean look. It's nice and clean and more modern like, I guess. Because I would like ruffles. If I was keeping it for me, I probably would not be opposed to putting ruffles on mine, to be fair. Okay, so anyway, we are to the end here. So you just want to knot it. Put a knot at the end here. A couple of knots. That's what I would do anyway. And then if your tail's as long as mine, you might want to cut it a little shorter. I am not going to leave my tail this long. I am not weaving in that long tail like that. That is not going to be a thing. I'll probably leave maybe about that much of a tail. I don't know. It'll be fine. I don't need a super long tail. Scissors. They should be right here in my bag. Or not. I know they're in here. It fell to the bottom of my bag. All right, so cut a tail and weave that in. And then we will do the, I can show you my border. Well, if you know how to half double crochet, then you know how to do the border. But I don't think that I'm going to be, okay, what did I just do with my needle? Did I literally lose it? There it is. All right, so I'm going to weave this in. And then we'll get out the pink yarn and I will show you how I was doing my border. We shall weave this in. I should be able to just go down this way, I think. I will go down here. I will go partly over. And then I will come back a second time. We'll pull it out there, and then we'll weave it in the opposite direction as well. I'm going to go into the same spot, just over a loop and then under. And there we go. Pull that through there. Maybe it's so tight. There we go. Cool. And I will cut that off. Now, for my border, I'm actually using my smaller hook. You guys can use your bigger hook if you want. And I'll show you where I started. So I basically, if you're looking at your, looking at one of your hearts, I started on the left side. I mean, the right side. If you're looking at it, it's the right side. So I started down here in the corner. Just remember, for your corners, you don't want to, you might need to put like 2 or 3 in a corner. So yeah, I'll just take my border all the way around the scarf. Okay, so it'll go all the way, all the way, all the way, and it'll come around. Okay, it'll come around this side, then go around here, and then it'll go around the inside. So yeah, I think I will. I mean, I wasn't gonna do that, but I don't know. It might be nicer to be able to just put the fringe into single crochets than into the slip stitches that we started with. So yeah, I'll take my border all the way around, and since I've already started it, I will just show you guys starting up here, which I do need my pink yarn. I just need to reattach this to here. And you can use your bigger hook or a different size hook from however you want to do it. I don't want mine really big, so I decided not to use a big hook. I like the smaller petite border, so I mean, I really did want to do kind of like a fancy border, but we'll do some of the border together, and then I will cut it off there and you guys can finish up. Like I said, I started, like if you're looking at your scarf, I started on the right side when I'm looking at it. Okay, so I started on the right side. So we'll go down the whole right side, go across the bottom, and then go down the left side. So, all right, so here's where I ended mine. Let's pull that first. I might have to like put a X or something on my desk so I know where to keep my work at, because I feel bad when I take it like out of your guys' view. But I'm sorry. First tutorial video. I'm going to call it a success. I think I did pretty good for my first time doing a tutorial video. And here is my other hook. So I'm using my smaller one still. All right, and y'all should know how to do a half double crochet. Like down here, we're just gonna have to go across here and make sure we're going in. There should be at least 20 here. So, and I think I'm gonna go in here too. I might put 2 where they join, where the 2 pieces join together. Yeah, I'm gonna put 2 there. Oh, that wasn't a half double. Did I even do a half double this last time? Half double. Silly girl. Half double there. Actually, I'm going to put it in this other spot. This little hole right here. 1, 2. So I'm putting 2 in where the 2 panels come together. You guys obviously do what works for you, what feels right. Like if it seems too loose or something, you can do more than that. Or if it's too tight, do less than that. Your choice, man, your choice. So I should have at least 20 across the bottom of this heart here. But yeah, y'all pick whatever border you want. And I'm hoping that you guys will, maybe some of you will join my Facebook group and share what you've done. But there is a way to share on YouTube too. It's something new that they added. I mean, the community tab's always been there, but it's usually just for the creator. Let me roll this up because my hook keeps getting stuck in my sleeve there. But yeah, I'll probably put a video in here to show you guys where to go to share your work here on YouTube if you don't want to join Facebook or Discord. Both of those are just great places for us to like get together and share our work and stuff. So but yes, I would love to see everyone's completed project, see how you modify it for yourself and all that. I think that would be really cool to see that. So hopefully some of you will consider doing that. But like I said, I'll put a little video in here to show you on YouTube where to go on my page to post a photo of your completed scarf. And like I said, I was kind of thinking of doing a hat to go with this. Maybe I'll do that and just show it to y'all. And then if anyone would like a tutorial for that, we could maybe do a tutorial for the hat too. But the hat I was going to do, it's basically you just do a long rectangle. Or would it be considered a square? I don't know. A long rectangle, I think. You do that and then you just sew the two ends together and it gives it a square look and it gives you two little points up here. Do I have my blue hat down here? Why was I thinking that was down here? I was going to show you my blue hat that I have that is like that, but I don't think it's down here. I was thinking it was, but I don't think so. But anyway, well, let's go into two of these because it seems kind of flimsy there. I don't like that flimsiness. That doesn't work for me. And remember, you might need to put 2 half double crochets in some of these spaces. Quite possibly. I did watch a video today and I thought about doing this, but basically slip stitching across the entire thing first and then putting your border on, because that, when I saw the lady do that, I'm like, wow, that really does look much straighter and cleaner. But I'm like, I'm not trying to make this video any longer than it is, but I guess it's pretty normal for tutorial videos to be kind of long. I mean, at least the ones I've seen are, especially if you're doing like an entire garment or something. Now, if your work is starting to buckle or something, your tension might be a little too tight for your border, or if or you may not be putting enough stitches in the edges in order for it not to buckle. I don't know. So just keep that in mind if your stuff's buckling up and that you might need to add extra stitches or loosen your tension a little bit. But yeah, okay, so I will bring you all back when I'm done with this part, and then we can discuss if you want to add anything to your heart like I did. I'm actually thinking about adding ribbon. instead of yarn, because you can tie a bow in on your heart, or you could like tie ribbon. You pull ribbon through a couple of the single crochets on the heart. You pull it through a couple of the stitches and then do that. Well, let me show you. All right. So with this one, you guys can continue with your border, but basically I just pulled it through. Let's see. I think I pulled it through 3 stitches. I think I put it through twice though. I think I took the yarn down through here, wrapped it around, and then pulled it back up. That way it doesn't come off. So, and then you just tie a little bow on here if you want. Hello y'all. So you've made it to the end of the tutorial. Hopefully you made it to the end. If I irritated anyone with my way of teaching, then I might maybe you did make it to the end. But anyway, for those who did make it to the end and finished your scarf, thank you so much for working this tutorial with me. And if you gave me feedback in the comments, thank you for that. But this is our end result. It is very beautiful. I love it. And I guess I want to mention too, at the end here, I guess, since we're there, I was thinking about doing a giveaway for this scarf that I made. So if you think you would be interested in the giveaway, comment down below that you are interested in the giveaway. And if we do have enough people interested, I'll give it away. Otherwise, I'm going to keep it for myself. But I already have one of my own. I made this one last year. So, and it's got 2 hearts on the end. But yeah, that's the one I made last year. It's super cute. And this one is actually made from cotton yarn. This one is acrylic, so it's a little stiffer. So whoever gets this one, hopefully you won't mind that so much. I haven't done a lot of washing of acrylic, so I don't know if that softens it up and makes it a little better. But, and I did use I Love This yarn. Well, I don't know if the pink is I Love This yarn, but that's what I got. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the tutorial. Comment below what you thought. Let me know if I did a good job, or you know, how I could improve. That would be great. And yeah, please like, subscribe, and share with others if you think they might be interested in trying to make this beautiful little scarf. Okay, sorry, one more thing. I just wanted to let y'all know that I'm going to put up a little tutorial video on where you go on YouTube to share your finished project. You can obviously tell me in the comments if you finished it, but I would love to see your work. So please consider checking out my Facebook group or my Discord group, or like I said, I'm going to put up a video that shows you where to go on my page on my YouTube channel to actually share a photo of your finished scarf. So I will put a tutorial to that. It should pop up on the screen somewhere here, so you guys can actually share an actual photo of your stuff if you want to, if you choose not to join the Facebook group or Discord. And all those links will be in the description, or I might even put them in the comments or something. So anyway, thanks again, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.